Thank you for tuning in again tonight. Yes, I do late night recordings. It seems to be a lot more better when I do it in the evenings. It's like I can really connect energetically. But before I get started, I just jumped right on in, didn't I? Before I get started, let me introduce myself. My name is Ayoka Yamina. I am the creator of the Lightworkers Society. So the Lightworkers Society is basically a community-based organization that's geared towards helping other lightworkers and spiritual beings to elevate in their callings and really help you, because most of you who are watching have some type of spiritual gift in some way, but really to help you be more self-aware of what's going on in your internal life. Like, we always kind of focusing on the external factors, but not really looking at ourselves. And that is where I come into play. I help you to really see the areas of your life that might possibly need healing and how you can go about healing. And through the oracle cards, it actually really pinpoints down the specific areas, as well as give you tools to keep moving on, hope and inspiration. So the oracle cards are really dope. So I do like to use them with my teaching. And also subscribe to my YouTube, like my pages, social media, fan page, Instagram, and also I do have a Facebook group called the Lightworkers Society. You can also join that group where I leave, different tips, and we can all communicate and just discuss what it is that we are going through. Free platform. And my Instagram, if you're following me on Instagram, if not, make sure you do that. But in my bio, I do have a link. So the link really has all of my different websites in there. So go check that out, because I do have a few websites up there that will allow you to book a personal reading with me, as well as purchase membership packages. So this is my disclaimer before I get started, because I do use oracle cards. Everyone does have free will. Energies can change at any time. And just basically use wisdom and use judgment for what you think is best for yourself, because of course you do have spiritual helpers that will help you regardless of what direction you take. Now, if you choose to take the direction that is not suggested, there will be, there could be some challenges, but you still will have the support that you are praying for. And let me say a little prayer before I get started, set the intentions. I've already done it, but I want to do it with you collectively. All right, so thank you, Elohim, my angels, ancestors, guides, and universe, for leading us and helping us and protecting us as we go through our spiritual journeys. Thank you that we have our eyes and our ears are open so that we can hear and see what is spiritually being said, and that we are able to recognize the signs and work on the areas of our life that are hindering us from the futures, from the love, from the careers that we most desire. Also, I thank you for speaking through me, where I'm able to speak with clarity and understanding. Thank you. Okay. All right. Let's go. So I already got the cards laid out, right? So particularly what I wanted to talk about today is rejection. So that's where I was going at with rejection. Sorry if you see me kind of shifting a little bit. My lower back is hurting me really bad. I have a lower lumbar disc that's slipped, and not really slipped, but it's bulging. And so I'm having some sciatic nerve pain. So send me some love and energy, please. Thank God I have an acupuncture appointment tomorrow, so I really can't wait for that. But to move on, I wanted to really talk about rejection, because that is also another area as well that I am working on, and I know collectively most of us are. And we have at least recognized that we are, we have these issues. And so when I talk in we, literally, we are all in this together. You are not alone. So we are all in this together. I am the teacher and I am the student. So I am learning just as much as you are through this process. But So what ended up happening is I was led to do an oracle card spread, basically about your shadow side, right? So if you don't know what the shadow side is, I'm going to read I'm sorry, not the directions. I don't know what the directions is, but I'm going to read the definition. I'm like, why I can't pull that word out? I have no idea. That was just really crazy, but I'm going to read the definition. So in short term, the shadow side is basically what's in your unconscious mind that you aren't ready to deal with or you're not bringing to the surface, right? So the shadow side is the side of your personality that contains all parts of yourself that you don't want to admit having. It is at first an unconscious side. It is only through effort to become self-aware that we recognize our shadows. So we have light and we have dark. So those are the things that are just in our subconscious mind and our unconsciousness that we haven't really dealt with. So I usually recommend doing guided meditation, right? So when you go to sleep at night, you play guided meditation, maybe a 2 or 3 hour one. Sometimes I go all the way in and do 8 or 9, but that might actually be too long. But at least 2 hours of it playing while you're asleep, and it gets into your unconscious, your subconscious mindset. And when it starts to get there, it starts to work on healing and repairing and changing some things in that area to help you move forward. They have all types of guided meditations, from root chakra meditation, rejection, abandonment, self-worth, self-love, whatever it is that you need. Just go to YouTube and Google something and you will get tons of guided meditation to pop up. But so I thought this would be really interesting, right? Because sometimes we like to try to ignore our mess and we always pointing the finger at other people, right? And not really looking at ourselves. So I do have my laptop up. So if you see me kind of looking off to the side, I'm looking at some of the questions that is a part of this spread, so I can better explain it to you. Now, the first question is basically saying what part of my, I said like my viewers and my listeners' shadow is rising to the surface to be worked with. 3 cards pulled out, right? So I knew that my spiritual helpers were really saying that we're talking to several people, and there's different aspects. So 1 card didn't pop out, there's 3, so there's different aspects. So I'm going to kind of try to talk in a way where you get to hear like each one, so I'm hoping that you're able to follow and understand. But the part of your shadow side that's rising to the surface that you need to work with, 1 came out was appreciation. So there's a group of you out here who need to work on your level of appreciation. And that's pretty self-explanatory, right? Like you can kind of understand that. And you might say in ways of, wait a minute, I'm thankful, but, and you could be to a certain degree in certain areas, but they're saying really like you should choose gratitude. Choose gratitude over anything. Just be grateful. So if there's some areas in your life that you're having some issues with, or something is taking place that is hard to deal with, or something that you disagree with, choose to be grateful instead of complaining about your situation. You want to focus on the good in your situation and not to really worry about the difficulties that are taking place, literally. And that shadow side of you is really starting to surface now. So apparently whatever is happening is definitely a trigger for you. So the card is really saying like, take a moment, right? Take a moment and just really sit in appreciation. Appreciate your now. You know how they say, stop for a minute and smell the roses. Like just be appreciative of the small and the minor things that are around you. Because when you are in that mindset of appreciation and gratitude, then you're able to start to attract what it is that you want for your life. And whatever situation that you are actually experiencing now, you'll be able to really navigate through that a little bit more with ease, because you're just thankful. You're thankful. You're thankful. Things might be jacked up or, you know, not going the way that you want to be, but you're still grateful. Like, I'm just thankful that I'm able to handle this process and move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to be there and just remember to just congratulate yourself for every moment that you choose appreciation instead of complaints and instead of worries or fear. So just make the decision to really shift your consciousness from a lack to value. Now you'll be guaranteed to like really have so much more. So much more. So I mean, I do definitely understand that at times, because when you're looking at the external factors and circumstances of your life, you're just kind of like, yeah, give me a break. Like, I can't, you know, I know I prayed about it, but I still can't see any changes. And that is where we kind of like get the whole game twisted, because you're never going to see the changes because you can't see what's really taking place in the fifth dimension. And in the fifth dimension, that prayer that you lifted up is already answered, literally, like it's already answered. And we slow down that process because we're in a state of worry, in a state of, you know, not being grateful for what it is that we are experiencing. And that right there alone, it just slows down the process for you. And source and the universe and everything is just like working together and really trying to help you to manifest what it is that you desire for yourself. But it's really a contradictory to what it is that you prayed when you're like not in belief of it, if that makes sense. Now, the next card came out. So a group of you are the shadow side that's surfacing for you is about expansion. It's about your creativity. It's about you expanding your vision. So at some point you have you're not realizing how many opportunities that are out there. You're not seeing the vision or the bigger picture. So it's a part of you that is rejecting the possibilities. Literally, that's the word that I'm thinking about. It's a part that rejects the possibilities, and it takes place because of fear, limited thinking, or some type of self-doubt. So we see that in your instance, your shadow side would be that one that doubts, self-doubt, I don't necessarily want to say self-acceptance, but it could possibly be because that came to my mind. It just slipped out. So that's a possibility that can also play a role in it. So sometimes when we're in a state of not really accepting, we don't feel like we are good enough, I guess you could say. Because I know self-acceptance is one of the things that I really was dealing with at one point. And it's not saying that I'm not good enough, but it's just realizing that I have what it takes and not to be scared and not to be ashamed of any aspect of myself or my creative abilities or my spiritual gifts. Like, just be who I am and really connect to that woman and know that I am an extension of source. I'm sorry, you know how it is when you start to talk. It's like your voice be like, ah. It's almost like something is trying to stop you from saying what you should be saying. And even when it's a good thing, it already know. So we're going to stop for a second, and I'm literally going to set my intention for the moment. So anything that is not of light cannot be in this space. I thank you, Archangel Michael, for protecting us. And I keep the white light of safety and protection, love, the pink light, green for the healing light, surrounding us in this reading. Thank you. Get my drink of water. Okay, so all right, so really basically you just have to realize that you still have so many options, and you have to let go of that mindset of thinking that there's nothing else outside of that box for you, because there is. And you have to really just tap in and allow yourself to see things from a different perspective. Now, for another group of you, the walking away card has come out. And that walking away card really is talking about your need to let go of the things that are no longer no longer serving you. So you are definitely holding on to some things from the past, which can also stem back to childhood as well. But you're holding on to something that is definitely keeping you from being satisfied. I guess that's the word I can say, being satisfied in your life, period. So, and it mainly like really affects your relationship with others. And when we hold on to past hurt, old pain, old traumas, negative thinking and mindsets, beliefs that no longer serve us, we are easily triggered by, like, especially if you're in a relationship with someone or if you are initiating relationships, like certain things or certain aspects of other people can trigger you, and that is all coming from not really dealing with the issues that you from your past. So the card is saying, walk away. It's time to walk away and let those things go. Go outside of that gate. Go outside of your comfort zone for a moment, because those things from the past, those old feelings, are no longer serving you. And outside of that gate is limited, it's unlimited possibilities and hope and love and friendships and all of the things that you want for yourself. Okay, so next, right, the question was, how has rejecting this part of myself manifested in my life? So for my viewers and listeners, right, let me tell you how like 1,000 cards popped out. I was like, oh, okay. Y'all over here tripping. But just like I just said, which is really interesting, about walking away and going outside of that gate. You see how she's looking outside of that gate? So this part, rejecting this part of yourself is basically manifesting in your life in the ways of you being afraid to step outside of your box, just like it just really said, you being afraid to go out of your comfort zone. And outside of that gate is where it's supposed to be. Like, that is lit outside of that gate, literally. Like, if you're talking about I can manifest the things that I want outside of my comfort zone, outside of that gate, just by simply like staying in a mindset of gratitude and expanding my vision and walking away from the things that no longer serve me. Oh yeah, I'm all with it. I'm gonna be all with that. And when let me see, I want to look at the book. Yeah, it's all about your need to feel safe, but beware. The choice to stay in a seeming security of a lovely, safe place is actually motivated by habit or fear of the unknown. So, yeah, fear of the unknown. We know that fear is the biggest liar, right? So you have a choice to shift your focus to widen your spiritual perspective and gain the world that is just outside of that gate. It's right outside that gate. Go ahead. Go on, y'all. It's time for us to work on our shadow sides. It's time for us to release the hurt and the pain. It's time for us to let go of that rejection and that abandonment and that self-doubt and really tap in and start changing our lives and our paths and the directions that we're on. Like, yeah, I would want to feel good. Like, that would be my motivation. I want to feel good. I don't want to feel like this anymore. I've spent like majority of my life in this mindset. So let that be something that motivates you. Just knowing the fact that I used to do it like this before for how many years, and it didn't work. All I kept doing was attracting bad relationships, jobs I don't want, lack of finances, a bunch of worry and stress, which has caused me to have bad health, overweight, just whatever. Anything that you could think of that could be negatively affecting your life. That's the result. And outside of that gate, if I just work on that, I can get like abundance. I can manifest my desires and my dreams. Yeah. And you mean to tell me love is outside of that gate too? Who doesn't want love? We all want love. We all want some type of partnership. So the last card that pulled out, I mean, well, it wasn't the last card, but it was two cards. And that's really like kind of ending this reading. It talks about how can, I'm going to say we, so I don't have to keep saying my viewers and my da da da. How can I show this part of myself more love and integrate it into my whole self? Release the anxiety. Sis, bro, let it go. You can show yourself more love by just releasing the anxiety and trusting the fact that what is ahead for you will work out for your highest good. It will. I mean, because you prayed about it. So if you prayed about it, why are you in distress or why are you worrying? Because you prayed about it. So when you are in that worry mindset, you're saying to heaven, you're saying to the great I am that I don't believe that you can make this work for me. And that right there is a lie, because we know that the universe is abundant and is always waiting to bless us, right? But worry and answer prayers don't go hand in hand. Worry energy and manifesting don't go hand in hand. No, it just don't work like that. I'm sorry, boo. I'm sorry. I know that you've been told that all I gotta do is just say everything I want will come to me and I'm gonna get it. No, it don't work like that. You gotta be in an attitude of gratitude, appreciation. You gotta feel good. Like you gotta be happy. You know that feeling when you're in your honeymoon stage of a relationship and you like, I'm in love, and you smiling and you happy. You manifesting the crap out of everything that you want. That's where you need to be at all times. And you have to realize that the past is the past. It is no longer serving you whatsoever. It's not doing you no good. Actually, it's wasting more years of your life. And for most of us, we ain't getting no younger. We slowly creeping up there. I know I just turned 41 in September. Yes, I am a Virgo. I just turned 41 in September, literally. So as I'm looking, I'm like, oh, hell no. I'm not fitting to be sitting up here doing the same things over and over again, especially when it comes to my love life. I shouldn't be battling and trying to get somebody to love me or any of that. Like, where is that coming from? And I had to really look into that. And a lot of it stems from childhood in my previous relationship with my ex-husband. It's like, no, that is not where my worth lies. And I'm ready to heal, because I'm not going to be 50 sitting up here trying to find a man, and I ain't really trying to look for a man, but you get what I'm saying. Most of us want to have those type of relationships. I just, I want partnerships, but I don't want to be 50 repeating the same cycles and dealing with men that are not available emotionally. What is that? Emotionally unavailable? Yeah, that's what it is. You don't want to do that. You don't want to keep repeating the same cycles. I don't want to keep being broke. I don't want to keep manifesting bills. No. So I'm working on a relationship that I have with my money as well. I'm changing my mindset about that. I'm speaking a different narrative for myself and for my life. And that is what I'm advising you to do as well. Because why? You are the magician. You are the magician in the freaking mirror. So on one hand, you got fire. On the other hand, you got water. And you can magically conjure up some shit. Literally. So just remember that you have the power. You have the power because you are the magician. And when you get in alignment with yourself and you start to let go of the things that no longer serve you, and you're walking in your happy state and feeling grateful for life, then you're able to manifest the life that you desire. And I left out a card, and it's sitting right here looking at me like, bleh. I left out 2 cards. I straight jumped ahead. But yeah, because when you reject those aspects of yourself and you don't face it and deal with it, it keeps the door closed to spirit And that's not a good place to be because that card is in reverse. So it's keeping the door open to spirit. It keeps the door closed to spirit, and it's keeping you from being really able to connect to the divine. And you're not able to hear your angels when they're speaking. You're not able to see with your third eye, literally. You're not able to connect with the divine, which is everything. So yeah, when you reject that part of yourself, remember that you're closing yourself off to your spiritual path. And majority of us are on a spiritual journey. Majority, all of us. Our whole purpose in life is to what? Is to serve and to help others to elevate. That's our purpose. But you can't do that, and you can't help people if you haven't actually conquered your own stuff, your own shadow side. And it's going to take patience, because that's the next card that came out. When you reject that side of yourself and don't face it, which was upside downwards, it makes you anxious as hell. And it makes you worry and be in a state of distress. It causes, what did I talk about before I even pulled the card? Financial constraint. Yes, it messes with your money, honey. You try and figure out why you are living paycheck to paycheck and can't pay your bills or stretch the cash. That's a doozy, right? Not only your love life, it's messing with your money. You can't mess with my money, not the hard-earned money that I sit here and work 40 hours a week for. No. Changes need to take place, you guys. I wish I could sing, because I would sing it to you. And it, well, the Healer of the Ages card was not in reverse. So this card is really saying that you have spiritual helpers that are with you to help you to be open to healing your shadow side. You have spiritual helpers that are literally like rooting for you right now and super excited, because why? You have decided to tune into this video to learn how to deal with your shadow side. You have already started the process to your healing. And that's all that they were waiting for. So as soon as you say help, or you said whatever prayer that it was that you put out there into the universe, they came instantly to assist you. So when I read from the book, it says, an amazing entity is with you now, bringing you resolution to physical, mental, and emotional ills, helping to unblock stuck energy and revitalizing your life force. So you can call upon your angels to help you to help with your transformation whenever you need vitality, balance, or renewal. So know that at the deepest level, an important healing is taking place for you right now. The process has already begun. You can't turn back now. You might as well keep going through that gate. You might as well keep going through the gate. Here, let me show you one more card so you can remember. Keep going, honey. We will get through this together. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys. I love all of your energy, your positive words and motivations. I thank you. I am acknowledging you guys for the messages that you send me, for the love offerings. I greatly appreciate you, because this stuff does take time and it takes energy. And I be moonlighting, as you know, because I am a professor. So during the day, I am, doing my Morgan State work. And then at night, at this time, I'm literally moonlighting. And a good thing is I'm usually doing this up at around 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. But tonight I was able to have an early night. So I do, I'm a co-host of XTY, which is, well, we were on radio at first, but since COVID and stuff like that, then we started going to like a YouTube. And now we're doing like Facebook Live and Periscope Live and things like that. But we really just reach out to individuals who are entrepreneurs or creatives, and they come on our show for interviews to really just talk about their brand. And so it's all about brand promotion, because I've been an entrepreneur for over 20 years now. So we just were invited to be on someone else's show. So we were able to get done that about 9 o'clock. So I was able to jump on early, and I'm going to be able to actually get in my bed and turn on my TV and watch it. So I'm excited about that. But nevertheless, I am completely grateful, and I thank you once again. So don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That is highly important to me. And yeah, reach out to me if you need a reading. Peace.